Buongiorno. It is Friday, October 25th at 10:20 a.m. I'm on Viale Orazio Flacco, my main street here in Bari, and I decided I'm gonna walk back to the market again. I'm so tired from my trip yesterday. Yesterday I went to Trani. I walked like 6 miles up and down the streets. Got a little lost. So I was going to take another day trip today, but I'm going to give myself a rest. And I thought it would be nice to go back to the market, give it another look. I think I can cross. I'm gonna see if I can buy some bread. So Altamura is a little town up in the hills of Puglia. It's famous for its bread. And I saw a bakery that had pane di Altamura. So I thought that I would try to buy a small loaf of bread. I'm gonna have to consult Google Translate and see how I can negotiate that. And I might stop at this little pasticceria up here, just get a little espresso, maybe a cappuccino, and see what kind of pastries they have. I already had a cup of tea and 2 cups of coffee at home. But hey, when in Puglia, there was the Pugliese too. So I'm just waiting for my light to change here. So I'm making this video. I don't know if anything interesting will happen today, if it's going to end up being a video that I publish, but I figured why not? You never know. All right, so let's see what the day holds for me. Into that little pasticceria and cafeteria. It was crowded. There was a table outside. I just went in and looked, and nothing really appealed to me. They had like cornetti, Italian croissants, and some things that looked like donuts, some things that were kind of like rolls. I don't know how to describe, like a date nut bar or something. I don't know what was inside. Something that's like a rolled pastry with filling and powdered sugar that's then cut into pieces. Nothing really appealing to me. And Lord knows I don't need any more calories. So just gonna walk to the bakery. Not the bakery, the market, and get some bread, maybe some cheese. I'm going a little bit outside of my comfort zone today. I just Googled how to ask for a loaf of bread, pagnotta di pane. So I want to ask for una piccola pagnotte, un piccolo pagnotte di pane. Let's see what I end up with. And then some cheese. So it's really not necessary for me to come to this market because there's a bakery right outside on the main street from where I live. There's latticini artigianale. And they also have cheese and bread at my supermarket. But I like the market. I figured I could use a short walk today. And what I'm thinking is I'll make some bruschetta for lunch. I have all these tomatoes, I have basil, I have olive oil. So I'll make a little bruschetta with this bread. Okay, I'm at the market. All right, so I bought a loaf of bread. Got a little tense there. I was standing in line, and then a bunch of people were kind of muscling their way in. But the guy behind the counter was pretty good about keeping track of who's next. And then he asked if I wanted it cut, and I became mute. So I just kind of motioned no. It's a little busier than the last time I was here, maybe because it's Friday or because I'm here earlier. So I was looking at the cheese shop and there was a line. So I'm going to see if I can find another latticini. Because I don't have any idea what kind of cheese I want. I want to just see if they can recommend a local cheese. All right, so I just bought a little piece of Caciocavallo from Alborobello. I asked in my best Italian, I told her I wasn't from here. So she understood why I was speaking the way I was speaking. And then I asked her to recommend a good local cheese. So she kind of went through. There was a sweet Caciocavallo. And then I'm not sure exactly what words she was using, but I understood as she went through the different cheeses that each one was a little sharper, a little stronger. So I got the one that I was eyeing from the beginning was the Caciocavallo from Alborobello. And that's what I got, 200 grams. Very nice. You know, all these little things, these little interactions, each one kind of is making me more confident, stronger in my Italian. Beautiful. This part of the market I didn't see before. It's really crowded. This is probably the most popular part. Rice, beans, pasta, chestnuts, cookies, and taralli. So they have taralli, focaccia barese, capers and olives, rape, mortadella, potato, rosemary, curcumin, and ginger. I kind of want some sweet ones, but I don't see any sweet ones. I'd love to get just a few pignoli. I thought I saw pignoli. Just cookies. This is what they had in the bakery. So the market was wild today. Really crowded. Lots of yelling. Everybody out doing their shopping, maybe for the weekend, I'm not sure. So I just got two things, some bread and cheese, it's enough. I have olives, I have lupini, I have tomatoes, basil. I was going to get some cucumbers, but it was just too complicated. I was looking for Italian frying peppers, long hots. I asked about the peppers this one guy had, if they were hot, picante, and he said no, picante doesn't exist. I'm surprised because here we're in southern Italy. I mean, Calabria has hot peppers, and in Abruzzo they eat hot peppers as well. So we're kind of between Calabria and Abruzzo, and warm southern climate. Usually they grow chili peppers. So that's it. That's all I got. So I'm gonna go home, have some cheese, make a little bruschetta for my mid-morning snack, and see what's on the menu for dinner. I found some sausage in the supermarket this morning, so I might make a ragu with sausage and mushrooms for my pappardelle for dinner. I'm back from the market, so let's see what we got here. Oh, I really wish they wouldn't all give me plastic bags. The bread, already I can smell it. It smells amazing. So this is tradizionale, just traditional bread from Altamura. They had several different kinds of bread. I didn't really know what was what. So I just opted for this one. Ah, beautiful. Look at that beautiful bread. I'm so hungry. It has a beautiful crust, nice and soft inside. That is delicious. And then here's my cheese. Caciocavallo di Altamura. Nice. Kind of reminds me, oh, it's delicious. Kind of reminds me of a provolone, a sharp provolone, but it's not as sharp. All right, so I have about 1,000 pounds of these tomatoes here, plus some little green cherry tomatoes that I bought when I first arrived. I need to take a shower first though, because I'm sweating. I'm really hot, and then I'll come back and make a little bruschetta for lunch. All right, so I'm out of the shower now. I'm just gonna slice a couple pieces of bread for my bruschetta. I had to ask for a knife in my Airbnb, so I got a knife. I'd love to have a bread knife too, but that would be asking for too much. All right, so I think 3 pieces is good. I'm gonna pop these in the oven just on normal baking. You could broil it, but I'm afraid I'll burn it because I'm gonna start making the tomato and basil for the bruschetta. So I'm just gonna bake it and just kind of toast the top a little bit. Okay, this is what I'm going to use for my topping. So I have some of these green tomatoes, beautiful tomatoes that I got at the supermarket, and then some red tomatoes that I bought at the covered market. So I'm just gonna chop them. I don't care about the little stem hole. I think that's probably good. Look at how beautiful these green tomatoes are, with a kind of green and red interior. Just gorgeous. Oh, this one's really green. This one. On the way here, I had some bruschetta in Zurich airport. Was that a mistake? I saw somebody else eating it. I thought, oh, that's good. It's a little light snack. I really just wanted a quiet place to sit. Well, I was waiting for my next flight, and I didn't want something too heavy or expensive. It was still expensive, and they were the worst tomatoes I have ever eaten. Absolutely zero flavor. So don't get bruschetta in Zurich airport in October. Maybe in the summer they might have some fresh local tomatoes, but not in the fall. All right, there we go. Put this into my bowl. Add a little salt. I got some black pepper. I don't know if Italians usually put black pepper, but I like black pepper. And some olive oil. And finally, some fresh basil. I got a beautiful little fresh basil plant from my supermarket, so it should last me through my entire trip here. I know some people say don't cut your basil with a knife, use your fingers. I'm not one for really listening to people who have rules about things, so I'm using this big knife. Because when you tear it, you kind of get big pieces. I want my pieces to be a little bit smaller. Give that a little stir. All right, looks great. So some of the juices from the tomatoes are already starting to come out. And this is just going to be delicious on my Altamura bread. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? All right, my bread is nicely toasted. It smells delicious. Oh, I forgot. I want to do a little garlic here. So I toasted it only on the top. Usually when I make bruschetta, I will toast both sides. So I'm just going to take but today I decided I wanted a little contrast between the crunchy and the soft, since the bread is so nice and fresh. All right, so I'm just taking a clove of garlic, I'm going to rub it on the bread. All right, that looks good. It smells great. And then let's put our tomatoes. Basil. Olive oil. And a little bit of this juice. Che bellezza, che bello. Simple, fresh, delicious ingredients. This is Italian food at its best. So just a few simple ingredients. Basic preparation. Nothing fancy. So bruschetta is a good way to use some stale bread if you have an old loaf of bread laying around. Just toast it to kind of freshen it up a little bit. But if it's stale, it's going to be perfect. It's nice and crunchy. I want to get all of this basil here. A couple more few pieces of tomato. Delicious. All right, so I'm going to prepare a little plate now with some bruschetta, some cheese. I have olives. I have lupini that I bought at the market the other day. And this is lunch. And there we have it. Bruschetta, Caciocavallo from Alborobello, some lupini, some spicy olives. Okay, so turned out to be a little shopping, a little cooking video. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember, just make it simple. You don't have to get really complicated. Just a few good ingredients. Try to use the best ingredients that you can find. Get good bread, good tomatoes, fresh basil, good olive oil, and you have a little feast. Enjoy, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.